Hello and welcome to this mini series on Procreate. I've been using Procreate for about a year now, and in this mini tutorial series I'll try to cover the software as much as I know and try to explain as much as possible. So let's dive right into the first episode. In this episode we'll just talk about the interface, about how the software looks and how it works, and what are the things or tools you get when you first install the software. So when you open Procreate for the first time, it should look something like this. Without this silly piece right here, you'll not see that. And the interface is pretty straightforward. You'll get some preloaded artworks which you can open and check, but we'll skip that part and let's see what are the options available directly into the UI. So first we have select, press it and you can select multiple files. Then we have the import option. The import option lets you import a file. The third option is the photo. So by pressing on the photo you can import a photo directly, but the main option which we'll use mostly all the time is this plus icon. This is the new file or the new create button, and pressing it will open up a menu from where you can start creating your files, or which is called a canvas in Procreate, and start drawing. So when you click on the plus button, it will look something like this. It will give you a bunch of options to select from. You might not have this much because I have created them, and you might have a smaller list. So we'll select the very basic, the screen size first. If you want to create a new canvas or you'd like to create a canvas with your size preference, click on this button right here next to new canvas and it will open up the custom canvas menu. So in it you can input the width and the height. Let's say you want a 4000 width by 4000 height pixel canvas. So you can choose the DPI here, which means dots per inch, which is basically the resolution of your canvas, how sharp it will look. So you can increase it or you can decrease it. By default it's at 300 and it's good to keep it at 300. So the maximum layers you see here is directly related to the RAM of your iPad. Depending on which version of the iPad you have, this 4000 by 4000 pixel canvas will give you different number of maximum layers right here. So I have the base iPad 8th gen from 2020, so it is giving me 12 layers, but I'll show different layers here on the screen with the same canvas on different devices. Next, if you browse the menu, you can see the color profile, which is RGB or CMYK. If you work with prints or you want to print something, you can use the CMYK profile, but usually work with the RGB profile. Some websites like the print on demand websites prefer that your files are in RGB, and they do some kind of conversion which helps the printer to understand the file better. So if you are into printing, you can check if the service you are using demands CMYK or RGB color palette. If you are not printing, you can just use the RGB color palette. Next is the time-lapse setting. So by default it's at 1080p. Unless you are recording for showing it on very high resolution TV, you can use 1080p if you just want to upload it on YouTube or share it on social media, and you can keep it to good quality or studio quality. Next is the canvas properties. You can choose the background color here, which you can obviously change directly after you have created the canvas, so you don't need to change it here, and then you can keep the background hidden or show it. You can also click on this untitled canvas and rename it. So you can choose a new name and it will name the canvas. Click on create and your canvas is created. If we go into this wrench icon and canvas information, you will see that it is untitled artwork, but we did name it the new name. So where did it go? So if you go back to the gallery, click on this plus button again and you will see it will be added here. The new name is added right here. So when you name the canvas, it is stored as a default in your new canvas library. So by now you know how to create a new file with custom dimensions and how to choose the proper color profile. So let's now see the select, import and photo options. So if you press on select, you can see that you can now tap on multiple files to select them, and then you have different buttons at the top to perform different actions. Let's see them one by one. So for selection, you can either tap on the files or you can swipe through them. So if I swipe from left to right, it selects all the file. Similarly, to deselect them, I can swipe from right to the left. So if I select these 2 or 3 files and click on stack, so this creates a stack. A stack is basically a collection of files. So you can create multiple types of artworks, let's say, and you can stack them together to create a folder kind of thing. You can also rename the stack by clicking on stack and then renaming it to whatever you want. Another way to create a stack is to select an artwork by press and holding it and then place it on another artwork. So this will create a stack, and now you can see these 2 artworks are in this stack. Another thing you can do from here is pinch to zoom into a file. So these files are blank, so it will not look as good, but when you zoom into a file by pinching, you can swipe to move into other files. So this can help you quickly view the files without opening them, and you can pinch in to zoom out again. Next, select multiple files, and you can also click preview to do the same thing which we did with the pinching option, but this time this will have only the files you selected, while if you pinch to view the files, you can keep scrolling until you are at the end of the folder. So when you have multiple files selected, you can click on share to export these quickly into any of the format you like. If you just want to share it on socials, you can use the PNG format. If you want to create the Procreate format so you can edit it later, you can use this, and if you want, you can create a Photoshop format also. So you can create something in here, share it in a PSD file and open it in Photoshop and draw from there later, and then save to files. Next thing is duplicate. When you click on duplicate, it will duplicate all the files that you have selected. Next is the delete. As it suggests, when you click on it, you can delete it. So this action is irreversible. So once you delete the files, they are gone forever. Next thing is the import option. So when you click on import, it will open up the Files Explorer and you can browse through the Files app and select the files you want to import. You can basically import a PDF or images files if you have them stored in the Files app. Next is the photo option. You can click on photo to import recent photos from the gallery. So if you click on any photo, let's say this one, it will create a new canvas and it will import the photo with the size equal to the size of the photo. So this is how you basically navigate through the UI and create, select, import and view your files. In the next video, we'll talk about all the tools briefly that we have. So such as these paint tools up right here, these edit tools and these sliders and what they do. If you enjoyed this video, you can watch this video right here, which will give you 60+ tips for Procreate, which can help you fasten your workflow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.